I'm so excited to introduce my new palette. There we go. So it's the tropical palette, and I will show you all the swatches, all the mixes today, and everything that you can create with this little palette. And I am too excited because I have been waiting to film this video for a little while. But look at this gorgeousness, isn't it just beautiful? So for that we will move on to my desk, and you will have a nice close-up of all the swatches so that you can see them in the detail. Let's move on to my desk. So you might have seen already some swatches, just a couple I showed you when I did this tutorial here, creating this illustration with my watercolor set. And I'll give you a little close-up again in case you haven't seen that video, but I'll try to link it up here so you can see all the colors you can mix and also use them straight from the half pan. So this pink is straight from the half pan. I didn't mix it with anything else, and you can see the beautiful pink come through once you dilute it more with water. And if you paint with it quite densely, it's a very kind of fiery, super vibrant coral color. Here are a couple more examples. So here is what this color looks like when it doesn't have much water. Here are some of the neutrals that are still very, very interesting. All of that pigment separation, look at that. This is just amazing for me. I hope for you too. This is like my favorite type of mixes, just stunning. Yeah, and then the black, you can see the light kind of pearly shimmer there. And here as well, once it sort of was going into the wet color or the wet watercolor, you can see the shimmer there. Or if you pack it on, it almost looks black, like completely black with a little bit of shimmer to it, so you can play with it. Okay, finally, let's look into mixes. So let's start with, I'll have them up here so you can see, like that. So let's start with kind of just the swatch that I did, showcasing all of the 4 colors. So this one doesn't have the pink chiffon. I will tell you when I'm using the pink chiffon, but when I'm showing you the swatches, they're mainly without the pink chiffon. So here we have, on the side is the seaweed. So it's a beautiful, I would describe it as a beautiful kind of, well, seaweed green. It has gorgeous pigment separation. Let's see if I can find it on a bigger swatch. So here we go. Here I was working on creating the perfect swatch. So these were just colors in the making, and then I adjusted it to this color. So this is the color that is now in the half pans, not this one. But I do like it. I think I might create it for the next one or something. Let me know what you think about this color, because I do have the recipe for it and I think it's pretty gorgeous. Okay, so in here we have this interesting separation, which you can see some warm colors here and the green and how they kind of collide together. And then there is some beautiful settling of the pigment separation, which I can't tell you what it is. Okay, the next one I have put right here is the coral reef, and you can see they blended a bit together and they created something interesting here, almost a peach, and then we're going into interesting neutrals. So that color on its own is this one here. So here it's been adjusted, and I think the end result is basically here. And you can see what happens to this beautiful color. When you add a lot of water, you get this gorgeous, look at that, beautiful separation. Otherwise, it's a very fiery coral color. Love it. It creates the most pretty peach tones, like pinky peach cheek tones and all of that. It's a very pretty color. So this is the one that I wouldn't say is lightfast. So be careful with painting with this one. The others are supposed to be lightfast according to the pigments. Okay, then the next one here is the Caribbean Breeze. Now, I haven't swatched it out too thickly just to kind of have the Caribbean Breeze shine through, but it has blended here into beautiful neutrals. So those two colors create stunning neutrals, which we'll see in a minute. And this is the Caribbean Breeze. Again, this is where it started. And then I wanted to add a bit more, you know, that sort of beautiful tropical holiday vibe to it. And this is it. So you can see this one was a lot more bluer, and this one has gorgeous green kind of teals in there. So that's our Caribbean Breeze. And then finally on the edge here we have Black Pearl. And the Black Pearl, hopefully you can see, is doing a bit of pearling. But you can see how far it went. It went just literally here, and the other colors don't have any pearlescence in there. So it doesn't kind of move too far. It doesn't, you know, go with the shimmer everywhere. So that's the kind of main swatch that I wanted to show you, just a very basic one, but it's very interesting how the colors intervene or like mingle and what they can create. So yeah, let's have a quick look now. Oh, I didn't show you the black one. So the black one is basically here. So this is the black that you get with this pearlescence, and you can see when it's really watered out, you don't see much of it at all. Here again, it's very subtle, almost like a satin finish to the watercolor rather than a shimmer, and it just settles in a few areas where there is more of the pigment. And sometimes you also get more of the black, so the black is kind of heavier than the shimmers, and the shimmers don't come through, but they do come through in the middle point. So not much shimmers in the very black mixes and very watered out, but somewhere in the middle range, this is where you get the most. So if you wanted most shimmers, you need to think of the water ratio. So these are the little illustrations that I created a tutorial on. And look at this beautiful turquoise straight out of the pan, here with more water, some areas mixing in, and this is the seaweed with coral reef, and of course the black pearl right in the middle. There we go, you can see the reflection. And same thing here. Let's look at the similar swatch that we did here, but I just kind of went ahead and mixed a few of those colors a little bit more. So there's like a smaller version of this swatch, and what you can see hopefully here is again a lot more colors that you can create. There's even a purple right there, so you can work on those mixes. And so what we have here is coral reef, and then next to it is just a more watered out version. So then we have Caribbean Breeze, more water, and a seaweed and more water. So you can see how dark and how light you can go. Obviously these are just 2 swatches. You could do a lot more in between. But let's look at these beautiful colors. So here I'm mixing them amongst each other, adding a little bit of one or the other color, trying to get neutrals out of them. And you can see how gorgeous this is. This is very unique. So you can create just stunning, stunning colors with these 3 colors. So this is without the black. This is just the 3 together. And then from here, so I'll just hold my finger, look at this beautiful color right there. I mean, isn't it stunning? That is literally what you can create with just mixing the 3 colors bit by bit in together. And I can't explain to you how proud I am. This is like, to me, this is super special. I'm going to have like 5 palettes just to myself because I know how much I'm loving and enjoying them. And I never want to run out of them. So, yeah. Okay, so here we have the same thing, now adding the black. And you can see that the colors are fairly similar to here. You can still see that pigment separation, but with the addition of a little bit of a sheen or a shimmer. So if you like that, that would create some really interesting colors. Okay. Here, let's have a look again at the shimmers in more depth. So what we have is basically each of the 4 colors of the palette. And this time with pink chiffon. And I wanted to show you how you can transform those 4 colors with pink chiffon. So this is the black pearl on its own. And here it is in the middle mixed in together with pink chiffon. And then these are 2 different varieties of the mixing. So you will see that pink chiffon makes it look really kind of icy. Like that. And it's gorgeous. Then when we look at Caribbean Breeze, here is Caribbean Breeze on its own, and here is Caribbean Breeze with pink chiffon. So to me, this color reminds me of, I wouldn't say reminds me, I'd say it's, to me personally, it's a more interesting version of Fuchsite Genuine. Let's put genuine into inverted commas. But yeah, so this one is, it's just got more depth to it. It's got more pigment. And again, depending how much you add one or the other, so one or the other, you get these beautiful variations. And you can see the pigment is still there. It's coming through. You can see a bit of that pigment separation still, yet it is with a shimmer and sheen. Next one, this is probably like my favorite mix here with the pink chiffon together with coral reef. It just makes the most luscious, I don't know if it's easy to pick up on the camera, but it's just the most gorgeous peachy, corally kind of shimmery, beautiful color. I really love it. And of course, because it's pink, it works really well as it is the kind of pink on pink, if that makes sense. The pink as such is not coming through as a pink on the other colors. It more seems to be coming through as like a frosty shimmer. So that's quite interesting to me, that you can only get it kind of very pinky looking in here. And like I said, that's because the actual pigment is also like a reddish pink, so that's probably why. Another interesting mix is this one with the seaweed. So that was quite unexpected. I wasn't sure how it would work, but there you go. It's really, really interesting. At its lightest, at its darkest, I thought it's very unique. It's kind of like a olive green, which is separated and granulated, also with a shimmer. So yeah, these are the variations that you could mix. and I personally absolutely love them. And then let's have a look, just to finish off talking about the shimmers, these colors. So here I'm showing you how I mixed the black pearl with the other three colors from the palette. So the coral reef, Caribbean breeze, and seaweed. And you can see the beautiful depth that you can add with this bit of black. You can create tinted grays with it, so it's a really useful color. And like I said, with the addition of a little bit of a shimmer, and again you can see that it doesn't have to be very shimmery. You can control it, you can play around and see what mixes work the best for you. And here is the seaweed. For me personally, I really enjoyed the Caribbean breeze because I felt like it reminded me of some really dark teals, and you know, you can take this color to slightly different tone. And then probably the most kind of enjoyed mixes were with coral reef, because it's almost like dusk colors. Very interesting mixes. So that's your black pearl. And then let's have a look at neutrals and what neutrals you could mix. So first of all, at the bottom here I have a coral reef going from the darkest to the lightest, just to show you again what the color is capable of and how it separates as soon as you add more water. And then we have Caribbean breeze, same thing, from darkest to lightest. It's gorgeous at its lightest tone as well as middle tone. And seaweed. So what I realized is that the better the pigments are, the higher the quality, the more interesting it looks in any type of mix. Like if it's lightest, darkest, middle ground, anything just looks beautiful. So here let's look at the top row. We have coral reef and Caribbean breeze. These are just stunning, if you want my opinion, and this is why I'm putting them on the palette right next to each other right here, so that I can mix them a lot. So this is like my top favorite mixes there, and I will bring you in a little bit so you can have a good look. I mean, if that's not gorgeous, I don't know what is. This is watercolor magic right there. How delicious are those colors? Oh my goodness, just beautiful. And then we have coral reef and seaweed together. So this is for some true kind of browny neutrals. I still find them interesting because we have lovely pigment separation happening, bit of granulation going on, and it's just filled with pigment, which is what you can see. It's not a wishy-washy color, it's beautiful. And that's that. Finally, if you're still here, I want to show you this color, which is basically a very light color that you can mix for, well, for a number of different reasons. I will let your imagination play around what you could do with this color, but look at this gorgeousness right here. So if I could describe it, I'd say it's like a beautiful peach, kind of like a Caucasian skin tone with some interesting granulation happening. And this color I mixed by mixing coral reef together with Caribbean breeze, but a very light, very watered out mix gives you this color. So keep in mind that this is not all that you can do a lot more. But I absolutely love this mix. So that is it for today. So the tropical palette is now available to buy on Etsy, Alyona Creates. So head over there and I will see you soon. Enjoy the watercolors.